Understanding attention. Attention, as Bhagavad Gita teaches us, is a very important aspect that determines whether we spiritually elevate in the realm of sattva or get grappled in the trap of tamas. Attention simply means what we choose to focus our mind on, what we choose to think about, where we invest our emotions. With attention, one has to be very careful to whom they are giving the attention and from whom they are seeking the attention. Try to develop the monk mindset. That is the mindset in which one who practices dhyana in solitude using the practices of Panch Pratyahara and Stri Yoga will develop a very laser focused attention on a very specific aspect of their spiritual growth. In day-to-day life, we generally seek attention from our parents, our spouses, sometimes even our kids. So it's mostly family and friends that we are seeking attention from. And again, it's mostly family and friends that we are giving attention to based on their needs. So, most of the day, we are giving and getting attention from friends and family members. So, it is like the crowd mentality, the herd mentality, moving together in a herd because it seems to safeguard the integrity of the individual when they are together. This practice works well if you see a lion chasing a pack of deer or any other animals. It works well to preserve the physical integrity when we are working with the wisdom of the crowds. Using the wisdom of the crowds to gain spiritual elevation does not work because, as I have discussed before, solitude is where the maximum growth in your spiritual realm will occur. So always have some time to yourself in which you can sit and rewind the tape of the whole day, how your day went, what things you should have done, what things you can do differently. With that mindset, when you are by yourself for 10-15 minutes, you are not going to give or not going to get attention from any individual. So you see why the brahmacharis, the yogis who are practicing in Himalayas, why do they prefer solitude? Because solitude is an excellent way to destroy attention-seeking tendencies of an individual. And attention-giving tendencies are always because there is a secondary gain that is required. Secondary gain in the means of something that you want from the individual. And that is where the whole problem starts. Be very careful who you get attention from and who you give attention to. Because this attention is slowly going to get imbibed in your subconscious as memories, as smriti, as your personality proclivities, what we call samskaras. And that is how you will behave even unknowingly going forward in life. The subconscious mind makes you do things which will totally seem unreasonable or something which you cannot identify with, such as certain dreams. And that is all because we have given attention to certain aspects of our life and we thought there will be no consequences, repercussions related to it. So now that you know that it is very selective that we have to be, in which we are seeking attention and who we are giving attention to, it is important to develop the monk mindset. What is the monk mindset for attention? The monk mindset says, I do not seek attention from you. Your attention means nothing to me. So the monk mindset individual is not rude, is not condescending. He simply says that I fail to engage in long, arduous interactions with another individual, one on one individual interactions, because then I am giving you my wholehearted attention. And my attention was only for God realization, only for realization of Brahman, only for this segregated drop of water to merge back into the cosmic consciousness ocean. So his attention is preserved for meditation, dhyana, for being the neutral witnesser of the activities that he has done throughout the day, to improve upon his character, build his personality, and to cleanse the subconscious of all these smritis which are going to create samskaras, to destroy and autoclave all his samskaras. Contemplation liquidates vasanas. And the more you give attention to individuals and objects, the more you build vasanas. And that is why the samskaras will get messed up, and then we will be repentful, regretful for the activities that we involuntarily engage in. Atken prayuktoyam papam charti purusha. Why does one feel compelled to create the sin? As Arjuna asks. Kamesh, Krodhesh, Rajogun Samudbhava. Kam and Krodh, the lust and the anger, those are the things that propel an individual to do that. And the lust and the anger come from engaging in the indriyartheshus, which is itself a mode of giving attention to the objects of sensual gratification. So the monk mindset teaches you, I do not want your attention. Your attention means nothing to me. Nor do I care whether you give attention to me. He's not seeking their attention. He's not counting the number of followers he has on Twitter or the subscribers he has on YouTube. He does not care about who is listening or who is impressed by his discourses. That is the mindset of a yogi. That is the mindset each of us have to develop. First thing is, I do not seek your attention. And the second thing is, I do not care if you give me attention or not. Because my attention is laser focused on God. My attention is laser focused on my Ishtevta, be it Hanuman, be it Shiva, Rama, Krishna, your Guru. That is the individual, if you will want to call them an individual, Ishtadevta, where my attention is being drawn. Because giving attention to the material world, to the family, friends, or even news events around the world, that is a recipe for disaster. You are going to get more entangled into the worldliness of the samsara. As Krishna says, Dhyaito Vishyan Punsa Sangeshte Shubhjayate, Sanjat Sanjayate Kama, Kamat Krodha Bhijayate. Kamesh Krodhesh Rajogur Samudbhava Mahashano Mahapapma Vaidyanam Hi Varidam. You see the connection? The more dhyaya or attention you give to the vishaya or the objects of sensual gratification, which includes your family members, which includes food, which includes sex, which includes any entertainment you engage in. Dhyaito Vishayan Punsa, repeatedly on the vishaya or these objects of material gratification in their theshu that you engage in, think about. Sangesh Teshu, attachment develops. And this is the attachment that I was talking about, the Smriti Samskara complex that you develop in the subconscious. And that changes your personality. So you see, even unknowingly, if you give attention to certain things, like, oh, this means nothing, we're just going to watch TV for 2 minutes or play video games for 5 minutes, you can develop the rage because you identify with that character in that video game, or you identify with the sense of taste for that rasgulla, or whatever experience you have with another individual. And that creates a dependency. The attachment creates the dependency. And when you have dependency, you are not a free individual. Because sangat sanjayate kama, kamat kodabhi jayate. At that point, you have initiated the chain reaction, and it is easier to stop at the first step when dhyan turns into sangha. But when sangha turns into kama and krodha, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, auto reaction. So there is a chain reaction that has been initiated. You cannot stop it at that point. So the whole point is to understand that you have to pay attention. Ananya cheta ananya bhakti mamev ev smaranyech. Mamev, mera hi, only me. Think only about me. And mamev ev smaran yuddhacha. Do your daily battlefield activities, do your daily chores all the time, but in a dispassionate mode. Because who are you thinking about all the time? Your Isht Devta, about Brahman, about your own personality and how you can improve it. That is the point of attention. So, to recap it, my friends, your attention should be in the mode of monk mindset. Attention simply means what you choose to focus your mind on. First voluntarily, and then it becomes involuntarily, and then how you get the thought racing and uncontrolled thoughts, emotions, totally subduing your daily activities. The monk mindset of attention teaches me that I do not want your attention. I do not crave your attention. Your attention means nothing to me. Also, I do not care if you give me any attention, because I am the one with the Brahman, and I am a drop of the ocean that is going to merge back in the ocean. And that practice can happen only when I am doing deep dhyana in Brahma Muhurat, when I am trying to picturize my Isht Devta, and that is where my attention will be. All day, all night, because God wants my exclusive, undivided attention. So, attention is the highest currency in the spiritual world. Just like your dollars and rupees are the real currency in the material world, attention is the highest currency in the spiritual world. Who you choose to give your attention to, you empower that individual. So, you have to be very sure that you give your attention to your Isht Devta, because then not only you are empowering your Isht Devta, the traits of your Isht Devta are coming inside you. You become one with them. The drop of ocean becomes the ocean. When you don't know Hanuman, you worship him. Once you know Hanuman, you are Hanuman. You merge into your Isht Devta, and that is the perfect state that you want to be in. The perfect, harmonious, blissful, peaceful state. Not the state of agitation that attention in material world to women and gold, to food and sex gets you. So my friends, be very careful who you give your attention to. Do not give long duration attention, undivided attention to your friends, family, kids all day, because that is not going to lead to a spiritual elevation. Do your duty as a householder. Do your duty as a father, son, wife, all those roles that you have to play, the identity trap. But remember that end of the day, your attention is only meant for Brahman, for your Isht Devta, and for you submerging your consciousness into the supreme consciousness of the Sahasrara, of the cosmic consciousness, so that you can break the cycle of birth and rebirth. Jai Shri Ram.